watch it? Oh, okay.
All right, welcome to the Beauty and Violence podcast. Islam versus Thiago. So, John's gonna watch the fight real quick between
Nah, nah.
Limos.
Okay.
I mean, we
Okay.
got time. We got time.
This is
Time.
live, raw
He's getting a
content
live
here.
reaction.
Yes, live reaction, live content.
You guys putting me on the spot here. Damn. Sorry, I had a late night with family. Tried to get them all in.
It's all good. It's all good. But overall, solid card. Solid card. Man,
They came
all
to kill us
finishes.
last night. Yeah.
All finishes except for 2 fights. Freaking incredible. And I noticed there's always these kind of cards, like these, these boring cards on paper that always overachieve a lot of times.
Yeah,
You know?
I was gonna say that the UFC is getting so deep that a lot of times you forget how nasty some of the fighters are that are on the card.
Yeah.
Like that girl Limos. Like when I looked at the card, I was like, "Who the fuck is she?" But then when I watched her fight, I was like, "Oh, that's who she
Yeah,
is."
her. Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm like, okay. And then I remember, because I remember her last finish. Her last finish was like so tactical and so nasty. She's vicious and she's nasty. Like technical.
Yep.
Damn, who the hell is that other
Yo,
girl?
that
Remember?
referee has like the coolest last name, Chris Tagnoni.
Uh,
Yeah.
Tell me, what's up with this? What's up with the Brazilians? Like the Brazilian girls are like insane these days. The Brazilian women.
Honestly, now a lot of them. There's a lot of Brazilian prospects coming up who are really dangerous.
Son,
For sure.
that
For sure.
girl that fought that girl that's about to fight with Mackenzie Dern is a nasty Brazilian prospect. You got the one that fought Montana De La Rosa. Remember that
Yep.
one that was like super nasty with
Yep.
it? Like she was just like
Yeah.
she just looks
Yeah.
like scary when she fights. Everything she throws, she just brings the pain.
The funny thing is, there are some good fighters who are coming up who aren't even ranked right now, like Brazilian girls who aren't even ranked, and they're like John's reaction is
I
like,
think we just
yeah,
saw
yeah,
John's reaction.
yeah.
Yo, I'll wait till we talk about the fight. Again.
Nah, let's just start with it. I want to get
The Limos fight?
I want to get the fresh reaction. Yeah.
All right, so that body kick off rip just hurt me. I was like, oh my God. She just went whack. Now, this is my issue is that like I get it. I get it. I mean, she was lights out. And I get it's to me, it's not like a bad stoppage. I just think if that ref would have waited literally one more second, he could have been like, wait a minute. She got right back up. Now, granted, she got up, hands up, ready to fight, but she also looked like she didn't know it ended.
Yep.
So it's like, was she all there? Who
Yeah.
knows? But then how many times fighters aren't there and fight? They let them keep going, you know? I mean, Nate Diaz probably hasn't been there in ages and he still fights, you know? Love you, D. But I guess I'm not gonna call it a bad stoppage. But I would have liked to see what would have happened. She got up, hands up, like ready to fight. It's not like she got up and was wow.
Yeah.
She got up, boom, boom, bam, ready to go.
That was tough. She's tough.
Different.
She's tough, but knowing Limos, the other girl would have died. She would have died. So the referee saved her life.
Body kick though. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And also, we got to mention that she's a former bantamweight, so she's like an Andrade, like someone who comes down, who could fight in any weight class, who comes all the way down from there, and is tactical as hell and just nasty. So
this was flyweight?
No, that was strawweight, bro.
Strawweight?
Strawweight.
And she fought at bantam?
She fought at bantam.
Yep.
Holy
shit. So she's carrying the heart of a bantamweight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
But all right, but let's get to the big fish here. Islam versus Thiago.
I've given Islam a lot of flack for like not being like an aggressive finisher, but I noticed that he's starting to like really come into his own now. So that was definitely a respectable win against a very respectable opponent. Like Thiago is a crazy threat with the jiu-jitsu, with the striking. He
Yep.
has pretty decent wrestling as well. Now, I was when he had that heel hook or was it a heel hook or what? Like on Islam.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like an ankle lock.
Ankle
yeah.
lock? Yeah. Some
Into
some
a
some some
hold.
type
Yeah.
of some type of ankle lock on Islam. I was like, whoa. Like to even get into that position shows me that he's a noteworthy opponent because how many people ever even put these guys in any
Yeah.
kind of submission threat?
Yep.
So no, but yeah, Islam was impressive. Like the way he cuts off the cage is to me one of his biggest weapons
Yep.
because he basically forces his own pace into the fight, and his hands are so solid now. I think he has a very good understanding of his boxing, and also he throws the kicks at the right time. I don't know. I think he's going to be a handful for anyone. I don't know who I see as really a tough matchup for him. The only person I was going to say Oliveira, but I don't think Oliveira has great jujitsu, but so does Thiago Moises. He's a black belt in jujitsu. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Oliveira is going to be able to handle that kind of pressure.
I could probably say something on that. I don't think Oliveira would fear the takedown. I think he would welcome it. Remember, Oliveira lives there. He lives on his back.
Right.
So now, granted, I'm not saying will he do well. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's for time to tell. But you just said you don't see a tough test out there for him. That's crazy words,
No,
man.
that's not
He's
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
lightweight division.
No. I'm not saying I don't see any bad matchups for him. Is what I'm saying. Like I can see him losing. He can lose to anyone in the top 5, but I don't necessarily see like when I'm looking at his style. I'm not saying I don't see like a glaring weakness. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
But with everyone else in the top 5, you can see how one style could kind of like be a little bit of a kryptonite to each other. You understand what I'm saying?
I would say the only weakness I could say that I see in him is head movement, like striking movement. When he's doing, he has really good hands, like low key, really good hands.
Yeah.
But he's not good at like feinting and moving in and out during that. Mm-hmm. He'll hit you with this nice combo, but then he's at that moment he's easily hit back. He's not hard to find. He needs to be harder to find during his striking. Other than that, I don't know where he's weak. Right. Even when he's in trouble, he's immediately going to work. When Moises took him down, the second he feels like he's going down, he's immediately working into a submission. And we shit on him a lot for his decision wins. He's matching his decision wins with submission. So it's like he has, I think, almost the same amount, if not the same amount, of submissions and decision victories. So he does finish. He does finish. But the fear from his opponents is going to be the grappling and the grind and the deep waters. That's where the fear is, because he could do that all day. Not many people could do that, especially when you're on the receiving end. When you're giving it, as strenuous as it is, it's nowhere near as strenuous when you're receiving it. Especially if you did not prepare for it correctly. That's terrifying.
And you got to keep in mind that he's not. You can't really overcommit on people like him and Khabib, like when you're throwing like overhand or any one of those. So that alone gives them some extra points in the striking, because no one like really overcommits and just gets there in the pocket with them. That's why they're backed up against the fence the way they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the one thing that I noticed is that I'm seeing the reason why we're seeing so much hype about Islam as well, apart from being Khabib's like protege and his father and all that stuff, is that being that Khabib's retired, a lot of people get to kind of envision how certain matchups would look if Khabib was still fighting. So they kind of see Khabib and Islam. You get what I'm saying?
They're living through Islam.
Yeah. So like what if Khabib would have fought Oliveira? Is this how Islam will look? You know what I mean? Like all that stuff now a lot of people are getting to see. But the great thing about Islam is this. Notice this about Khabib. A lot of times in his early career reign, people were saying sometimes he was boring or he wasn't a finisher either. So the same criticism that the Islam got early on, Khabib had as well. I mean, even when he fought T-Bow, people were saying, T-Bow won that fight or he got robbed. All that stuff they were saying about Khabib. It wasn't until I believe Khabib fought Michael Johnson. Even then, people were saying, okay, Conor McGregor,
bro,
Conor McGregor,
bro.
You know?
I saw a fight. I saw
Yeah.
Islam. I saw a Khabib fight like in his early days with some Spanish, some Spanish dude. I forgot his names. His last name might have been Rodriguez or something. But bro, don't he hit him? He hit him with like 40 hammer fists. And if that referee is not fired, like from every organization, I don't know.
Now I gotta see who reffed it.
He had like 40 hammer fists.
I saw that one.
And it looked like it hurt Khabib.
Was this pre-UFC?
No, this is in the
No,
UFC.
it's in the UFC.
In the UFC.
Like you could see, you could. It was so bad.
Gleison
You could
Tebow?
see the agony. Huh?
Nah,
No, it wasn't
it
Gleison
was
Tebow. It was
Thiago
some finish he
Tavares?
had. It was some finish that he had where I was like, yo, what is that? What is that referee even in there for?
Now,
He finished him in that fight. Oh no.
He
He
did.
finished this guy. Oh my
Thiago
God.
Tavares?
Maybe
It might have been
maybe.
him. Yeah.
That was in 2013.
Might have been him.
The way that ended, Jesus Christ! I think.
Yep.
You know, is that him?
It has to be. That's
I
the
think
only
so.
Spanish guy that he finished in the
Oh, my
UFC.
That was frightening. See, the thing about Khabib is that when he's in the octagon, it looks like a horror movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it looks like, oh, you don't want the monster to get his hands on you, kind of vibe.
But it wasn't every fight at the time. You know what I mean? It wasn't every fight.
Right.
Like sometimes up and down. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Islam kind of had the same curse, and unfortunately for Islam, he's always going to be in the shadow of Khabib. No matter how great he is, it's always going to be but he's not Khabib. You know?
And Khabib also has personality.
Yeah, right.
That's another thing.
Islam got personality. I like Islam.
No. I'm talking
about
about like Khabib is hilarious.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like Khabib has so many like quotables. You understand what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you know Khabib's not trying to be, right? That's just him talking.
I know. But he's a real Khabib is like a true like Drago type of dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Khabib type we've seen in movies like Kickboxer and all these other types of movies like all the time. So that's the intrigue behind Khabib. That's one of the intrigues behind him.
Now,
and I'll put to Jim's point.
Yes.
That's the other fear with Islam is that he's only getting better and better and better. So when he gets to that, like Usman, I compare Islam's come up to Usman. Islam is the boogeyman of the UFC division. Remember I said that Usman used to be considered the boogeyman. Nobody wanted to fight him. It was really hard for him to get fights. Hard to get that title shot. You know, like because nobody wanted to fight him. Everybody's scared of him, and that's where Islam is right now. He's that boogeyman, and the fact just to think that he's gonna get better.
right.
It's terrifying. It's really who the hell wants that?
Now, a question I have for you guys: if Islam cleans out the division, he cleans the division out, and he defends his title a bunch of times.
Where this is going.
Will you say that he's possibly his legacy has surpassed Khabib?
No.
So what does Islam?
You say, but you say he cleans out the division,
right?
How many fights we talking? We're talking about every single top lightweight, you mean, or just that he defends the belt a couple times?
All right, both. What I mean is when you combine who he fights up until the title and his defenses. Example: Poirier, Gaethje, all these people he beats, Ferguson, everybody. Do we say okay? He's now, in the conversation of
he's
being
got to be
toe-to-toe
Conor
with Khabib.
McGregor.
I was just gonna say that.
Conor McGregor?
Yeah. And we all know that fight is never going to happen. Secondly, Tony Ferguson is not the Tony Ferguson of old. So that's another one. So both of them never fought like Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
And so I don't even see him fighting Tony Ferguson, to be honest. But if he does, it's still not the same thing though. It's not the same as honestly. Tony Ferguson was. I was kind of over it after maybe about the third time like that fight got canceled. And then I was like, okay, I don't know anymore. But like when Tony Ferguson was the biggest like lion version of himself, I think it was like before he fought Kevin Lee. Like that was like still like Tony Ferguson in his like heyday. But like after that, after even Kevin Lee, like I didn't think he was like at his top. He was getting older already.
Okay.
They were saying that in the press conference they were talking about that. I believe Dana White mentioned that Beneil Dariush would be potentially his next matchup, which is a great matchup for Islam because Beneil's very underrated. He's very good. Yeah, I know I've been nut hugging this guy for years, but I don't know if it's a great fight for Beneil. Beneil's on like a fucking 8-fight win streak right now. You know, there's no real reason to go back and fight Islam. You know, he should be fighting one of the top 5 guys for a number 1 contender fight. That's literally what Beneil's next fight should be.
I agree.
So he's in kind of a Leon Edwards kind of place right now. Nobody's talking about him for a title shot, yet he's got one of the best winning streaks in the division.
Yo, Dana White wants Leon Edwards to lose so bad. He said, I'm gonna make you fight in like top contenders until you finally lose.
Leon should post like training videos with John Jones just to piss Dana White off.
And he will be the most deserving champion of all time.
Yeah,
100%.
If he somehow beats Usman.
But now, but also too, as far as the whole thing with Islam, so that division is so good, man. That division is so dangerous. Right now, Islam is facing above him is just a killer's death row of fighters, killers and killers and killers. So if Islam can still maintain the same dominance, because in my opinion, Drew Dober possibly can beat Moises and finish him possibly. And we saw how he made Drew Dober look silly and just finish him with no effort basically on the ground. So in my opinion, Islam can be in the conversation of being one of the GOATs if he continues on the streak.
100%. He can be 100%. Can I ask you, before this fight, was he ranked in the top 15 or no? Islam? I don't think he was, because he's right now ranked number 9.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ranked.
So Drew Dober was like probably at the bottom of the top 15, and then he beat Drew Dober, so now he got up to 9.
So, in my personal opinion, because since we're on Islam and something I wanted to talk about, now that I see his name, I remembered I wanted to talk about it. I want his next fight to be Kevin Lee.
Oh my god!
And I'll tell you why. Realistically, one is that Kevin Lee's a name.
I agree with that fight though, but go ahead.
Kevin Lee's a name. You know, this is the topic we always talk about. With guys like him, he needs a name. You know, and I think that would elevate him to be more deserving of a top 5 opponent like Beneil, you know? And it'd be a great comeback fight because Kevin Lee has been calling out Khabib and Islam on all of his losing streaks over and over again. And it'll be just a great fight to see. You know? After Kevin Lee would lose like 4 fights in a row and he'd be like, yo, I'm the one to beat Khabib. I'm the one to beat this guy. Show us, family.
Yeah.
You're coming back, right? Show us. I think that's the perfect next fight for him because he fights Kevin Lee next and washes his shit, there's no other conversation. It's going to be number 1 contender fight, Islam. They're going to build the whole mini Khabib, next Khabib, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be he's going to get so many fans off of it because Kevin Lee has a fucking following. And when the people who don't know who this cat is learn who he is, I think Kevin Lee's perfect.
But because like the RDA fight, no offense to RDA. I mean, RDA is still really good. The problem is, I feel like the fans are kind of like RDA is not really in anyone's mind anymore. So if Islam beats him and watches him, will anybody really care? You know what I mean?
I'll say this. Another really intriguing matchup that would really test to see the Titan skills. I would say Gregor Gillespie and Islam.
That's a good.
Where is Gregor Gillespie ranked?
That's a good matchup.
Gregor Gillespie is currently ranked right under him, number 10.
Right under him? Okay. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? That they put Islam, they just shot him up, you know?
Yeah.
Shot him up.
I would have loved to see that.
That's a great contender fight.
Oh my God.
But at the same rate, I wouldn't want to derail either of those two guys. Okay. In my mind, from a marketing standpoint, let them keep contendering. Let them keep fighting fights that are good for them, in a sense, you know? Get them up there, because Gregor's personality all day. I love that guy. That guy is so fucking entertaining from beginning of fight week to the end of the fight. Like, he's great. So, I mean, I feel like that's too soon. You know, we don't need that fight. We need a Kevin Lee Islam Makhachev fight, you know? We need that. He's talked so much shit about the Dagestanis. Let's see what you about, Playboy.
Yeah, he wants to see Kevin Lee get mauled so bad.
That's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I just think it's a healthy, good fight for Islam Makhachev. I just think it's the perfect storm. You know, just like when Conor comes back, if he comes back, I wish him the speediest recovery. I really do. I want him back. I don't want him to fight Dustin immediately. I think that's a stupid fight to make, but I think he should fight Tony Ferguson. I think that's the perfect comeback.
Conor.
Both of them got they fucked up legs. They on losing streaks. They can't win a fight to save their life. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And they both savages in their own regards. So
no, that was brilliant marketing. Like, because honestly, that's the only winnable fight, realistically, to me right now. Like, all these guys are hungry lions. Yeah. You know, even a guy like Fiziev. Can you imagine Conor getting in there with like Fiziev? Like, right? Would you ever want to see something like that? Man. You think Dustin Poirier's leg kicks were hard?
Yeah, that guy too, man. Fiziev. I can't wait to see his next fight, man.
Yes, for real, man.
Dude is a striking masterpiece to watch. All right. Next. Yeah, go ahead.
Miesha Tate, man.
Yes.
Very impressed.
Miesha,
like, honestly,
Cupcake Tate is back.
Jesus.
Cupcake.
Yo, I gotta give her props. Like going into that fight, I was like, come on, son. Like that fossil style is not gonna cut it. Like, even against 45-year-old Mary Renault, who has been active in the sport.
Yeah.
But she got in there. She was way more tactical with her striking than I've seen her like in recent years. Her wrestling was on point. The way she was passing the guard. She's still tough. You know what I mean? So 5 years off will revitalize, you know, that chin. She's still a dog. You know what I'm saying? Miesha, that's one thing about Miesha. She was always pretty, but she was always a dog.
100%.
Yep. And I thought overall she was just solid. Now, does she have a chance against Amanda Nunes? That's a different conversation. But besides that, I think she could still compete in the bantamweight division for sure.
Agreed.
Mainly because the bantamweight division is not growing at the same rate as like a strawweight division. You know what I'm saying? Like, the strawweight division is just like it's a way different division now than when Joanna was champion. Yeah. Like, a lot of these girls could give Joanna some work right now. You know what I'm saying? But like, Amanda Nunes is still a huge gap between her and the other bantamweights.
Yeah.
So I agree with everything you said about Miesha. I was not a believer that she could have changed that much. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but she looked fantastic. She really, for a person that was out 5 years, the cardio was on point. The strikes and the movement with the striking looked great. In and outs, lovely. Wrestling looked strong as always. Her ground and pound looked better than ever. You know, she as the dog that she is, she looks like she wants it. She don't look like she's bullshitting in there. She wants to be there. You know, you could tell when a person doesn't want to be in there. They just want to fight again. She wants to be in there. She's here for all of it, and so am I. I love me some Cupcake.
Yeah, so going into the fight, I actually had Marion winning the fight. Why? Because I wasn't sure how Miesha would approach the fight. And also, too, Marion is always a dog. But I did notice during Marion's last two fights, I noticed her last performances, she gassed right after the first round. And she slowed down a lot, which is what happened again in this fight. And I think that Miesha Tate surprised everybody because, I mean, hey, she even looks more lean than before. I don't know if it's just me, but she looks like in better shape than even when she was fighting years ago. So she looked happy.
Brolic, too.
Brolic, she looked happy. Good cardio. You know, Marion, I feel like Marion didn't fight her best fight, but overall, it wasn't a horrible fight. I just feel like Miesha Tate was just a better fighter and also had the better game plan. And this impressive finish as well. The ground and pound was pretty vicious. The way that she held her arm back like a police officer. And man! It's like letting her shots, you know. that was pretty. That wasn't a racial thing, by the way. It was just a whole she had.
PSA. That was.
Just the host you had. That was pretty savage, man.
Yo. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Disclaimer, yeah. But
Okay.
but overall, that was a great performance. Let me should say.
Oh, chill.
Now,
All right.
the question is, as far as her title run goes, because I believe she can compete. Like Rose said, I believe she's competent enough to compete and give some girls some good
Even
fights.
to make it, yes.
To make
absolutely.
it to the top. Now, which girls give her the most problems? Because like you still have Raquel Pennington who's still there. Holly Holm is still there. So
Holly
some of
Holm
the same
already called her
fighters-
out too.
Oh, she's there. Oh, wow.
She wants that second fight. And they asked her about it in the press conference. She said she's with it. That's a fun
So
fight.
Holly Holm has gotten way better with her wrestling defense. Way better since then. Like since the time she fought Miesha Tate, because she was kind of green like when during that time in the. But then we even have to remember that even at that time, Ronda Rousey was trying her hardest to like take Holly Holm down, and I think Holly Holm ended up taking her down in that fight.
Yeah.
So Holly Holm has improved like tremendously since then. Now that being said, I still think this Miesha Tate 2.0 can mix it up enough
I agree.
to like possibly squeak by like with a decision, possibly.
Yeah.
But I would say I'd still kind of favor Holly Holm right now because she's now like a veteran that's been in there with like everyone, including Cyborg and people that Miesha Tate hasn't faced. Jermaine Durandamy, Shevchenko. You know what I'm saying?
I vehemently disagree with you. I vehemently disagree with you. I think Miesha Tate will beat the crap out of Holly Holm right now.
Okay.
I just only because Holly Holm's older now, she's, and Miesha looks rejuvenated in a sense. When I see Holly Holm fight, I don't see much new stuff like you may. I don't know. I see the same durable, gritty Holly Holm that we know. I think the Miesha Tate we saw last night, I think beats Holly Holm.
The IQ. I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Miesha Tate. I never thought she was ever great at anything. I always thought she just had a really good IQ. That was her best attribute, and her IQ made like her overall even average. Like she looked like overall average at everything, but somehow she would tie it together to like squeak by with certain wins, and I'd be like, man, like she's really like using that IQ.
It's that being there mentality that she got, bro. She's always had that. She's here for it. Like that's what causes her to win these fights that kind of looks like maybe she wouldn't. Right. I think that's always why she won those fights. Yeah. I don't know if they've updated the rankings on the women's thing though, because Marion Renault was number 12. Miesha's not on the rankings right now. So
yeah, the chances are they didn't update it yet.
Because they already put Islam in there. They put that dude in there with the quickness.
Dana White's like, yes, Khabib number 2.
Yes. Put them dollar signs. Put them dollars in my bank account.
Yeah, I mean, one good thing about Islam is that he's real. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the personality will start to shine at some point.
Yeah.
And he's got that Dagestani crew behind him, bro. Like this, the most humble, we about this life motherfuckers in the world, bro. Like you can't lose, no matter how little bit of craziness you may have in your head. They're gonna slap you back into the focus. Like he's got the best crew behind him. Good Lord, we are not safe with these Dagestanis around, man. These dudes are no joke.
Speaking like just like to go off topic for a little bit, that guy, what's the name of that fighter from Kazakhstan who they say that their style is like the answer to like the Dagestani style?
I don't know his name.
I know who you're talking about. What weight division is he in?
He's in welterweight.
Did he fight recently?
Yeah, he fought recently.
But I don't think he's not ranked, is he? I don't think so.
Not yet.
Who did he fight? He fought someone good too. He beat Cowboy Oliveira, and then this last fight he beat someone that was pretty good. But the way he seamlessly stops takedowns, like it looks like he's just breathing for him.
Yeah.
So it brings the mystery in my mind, like that, like oh man, like is it? I don't know. It paints an image in my mind. Like, is it possible that there's an actual answer? And if that's the case, you got someone like Hamzat in that division, which that kind of thing it excites me. Like it brings that imagination out.
Yeah.
Shavkat, not that guy. Rachmanov.
The one that be wearing the raccoon thing on his head.
That is the name, right?
I think it's Rachmanov.
Rachmanov. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited about him. Just to go off topic for a little bit, but
yeah, man.
I wonder.
Yes. Yes. This dude. Yeah.
I wonder because it makes you wonder. Like, there's always an answer to something. There's always a solution to a problem.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes years to figure out that solution. It's like like Machida. Machida was like a puzzle that people couldn't figure out for a long time. And then finally,
era,
huh?
That Machida era was magic, bro. It was magic.
Yeah.
It was literally like being in like one of those kickboxing movies, like you said. It was just like, how do we do this? Like,
it's
crazy.
Or even there was an era where Connor's trash talk was like no one could get past it. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just like that was a weapon in itself. That was probably the strongest weapon in the featherweight division.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He tried to bring it back out, but that sword was dull.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right.
But yes. But Stevens.
So, all right. So prior to the fight, Rose asked me like, "Is this guy good?" What's his name? Game Rot's his name. Game Rot. Is this guy good? Right. I'm like, not only is he good, but Stevens gonna get smoked. right. So I didn't expect him to smoke him, but with a submission, I thought that was gonna be striking. But man,
I actually thought he was gonna submit him.
Oh really?
Not that quick, but I thought he was gonna submit him.
Dude, he made it look easy. Listen, a Kimura, he got him with a Kimura. You don't really see that often anymore because, man, he got him out of there quick, man.
I'm so glad you brought this up. I wanted to talk. I forgot I wanted to talk about that because back in the heydays of UFC, the Kimura was a thing. Like you were waiting for it, and you don't see it because everyone knows how to defend it now because it was so used. It was like that. It was such a high finish rate with Kimuras that everybody had to start training it. So it's hard to get. But the way he swam on top of him, like Stevens went for his Kimura, got nothing out of it, and he just like swam and shifted his whole body. Good Lord. I was watching it and I'm just like, I'm trying to, like, during the fight, I'm trying to figure out how you get out of it. And I'm like, oh, he's going to finish him. It's over. It's over. I'm like, how do you defend that? It's just, he did it almost. It's almost like he knew it was going to happen. That fight looked like he knew it was going to happen already. It was crazy.
That's what's so beautiful about this new era. He's also someone to look out for. The way these new guys are so like fluid with their movement and transitions and styles, and it's like water to them, second nature. It's so exciting to see that now because a lot of these old heads, soon you're gonna have people who are coming to the UFC beating legends, like making their debut to the UFC. Because a lot of these newer guys and there's so much different things now. Like there's so much more in it than before. Maybe it's the advancement of natural, like time passes by, you learn more about certain techniques and all this stuff, but it's so good to see this kind of era, man. And because of that, I feel like you're gonna have more superstars coming out soon. Before Dana White had a few superstars, now you're gonna have more superstars coming left and right. So
like that, like Jan Blachowicz' next opponent. That's a star in the making right there, bro. That's a star in the making right there, brody. Imagine how obnoxious he's gonna be if he wins the title. Like, follow him on social media. That man is gonna be ridiculous. I can feel it,
bro. I completely. I remember the other day when I was like, possibly the most exciting fighter in the UFC is O'Malley. I have to say, there's a few people who are lined up with him. So like, I'll say like Proachka is one of them too. Definitely. He's definitely one of them.
He's so exciting. He's like Johnny Walker, what we thought Johnny Walker was gonna be. He's that.
Oh my God, Johnny Walker does not want that type of smoke.
Hell no! I said what we thought he was gonna be.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I agree. I mean, although Johnny Walker has had massive potential, like with his size, and he is pretty unorthodox.
He just needs that titanium that Conor got in his leg. He needs it in his jaw. He just got to put some of that in his jaw.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jesus, there's like somebody in every division right now that you're like, wait, what is that?
Yeah, there's so many
like now in
contenders.
these what?
There's so many contenders with crazy records, and just on the come up that like it's. I can't wait. We need all these guys to start banging, man. We need to start getting these fights out. Yeah. Put the marketing machine behind all these young cats. Give them even if they lose, put the fire behind them because these cats. Oof, even like your boy from Kazakhstan, I just looked up. He's 14-0. I forgot about that. He's 14-0, my man.
He's in the welterweight division. Can you imagine the welterweight division? Right, the welterweight division right now is disgusting.
It
I
really
can't.
is.
I can't just. I can't defend. People always say lightweight division is the deepest division. I can't just definitively say that. You know what I'm saying?
I've
Like
never definitively said that.
Huh?
I've never definitively said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no. I'm saying like people in general. They're always saying that's like a narrative. Like
I agree with you. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what? Like, have you seen the welterweight division?
The welterweight division for years has been insane.
Oh man.
Even when Woodley was champion, the division when Usman was on the come up, that division was terrifying. How could you? The only reason why every media outlet would say lightweight is because Conor McGregor is a lightweight. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Just be real.
Yeah.
But as far as killers, welterweight is it. Welterweight is terrifying.
And you even got like the bantamweight division that's just disgusting. You got the featherweight division where I think that's like one of the best prospect division with prospects. That's what I'm saying. Like so.
That's basically the contender series in UFC right there.
Yeah.
It's a wrap on that.
Yeah. This is wild. But I feel like another like noteworthy fight was the Daniel Rodriguez fight.
Yes.
Like that guy is
hands.
His hands are a problem. He's mixing the legs way more now. His takedown defense has gotten a lot better. Yeah, he's a problem. I'm excited for his upcoming fights for sure.
You could tell by the commentary that they didn't want him to win. They was all about Preston pressure.
Yeah.
They wanted pressure to get that W because it was again everything like Danny Rodriguez would hit him with a left and pressure would counter. He'd be like, "Oh, pressure with a hard left." It's like, Danny already hit him with like 3 things. What are you talking about? I got a soft spot for D-Rod because he has my last name and the year we were born on his chest. Like. It's too much there. I gotta root for my man, you know?
Yeah.
It's too much in common there. We both 86 Rodriguez's, you know? I gotta look out.
That's like your brother right there.
Something like that, yeah.
He got hands, man. He got hands. Good boxing. Also, too, it's also great seeing, even though he's boxing base, he has pretty good leg kicks and pretty good, defensive leg kicks too. So he's not like a sitting duck to be just like, picked apart with leg kicks. So I always enjoy seeing that with boxers in UFC. Because nowadays you see, sometimes I hate seeing people who are boxing based have no answer for leg kicks.
Yeah. Well, leg checks are gonna be the next Kimura defense. Every gym is training leg checks right now. I promise you. The way these guys' shins are breaking left and right, every gym is training it. All of them, all day. I'm like, today we're checking leg kicks. That's it. They got 1 day a week dedicated to checking leg kicks. I promise you. You have to. This is destroying fighters' careers right now. The calf kick is no joke. You could take the best fight in the game. If you kick that calf solid 2 or 3 times, it's a wrap.
How many breaks have we had like in the last couple of months? And breaks are not even that common in the UFC. Like I'm talking about like arm breaks, leg breaks. Yeah. What?
They were back in the day, not now. Because Frank Mir was over here breaking everybody's arm. But
I mean, 2 like Anderson Silva breaks in like the last couple of months, bro.
Chris Weidman.
Yeah, like Conor McGregor, like really?
Conor McGregor, that freak accident with O'Malley with that nerve shit. It was somebody else too. Can't remember, but it's been it's scary, man. It's from a fighter's perspective, it's scary. Think about it, like, I'm a savage, I want to get in there and this and that. But like, damn, do I want to break my leg right now? That's kind of
right, because like the recovery time for that kind of injury sometimes it's a very steep recovery process. So the leg is one of the worst places to break, as far as recovery wise. But all right, so you guys want to dive into Saturday's card briefly?
Just one more thing I wanted to mention, like even though the MMA game has evolved, like you don't really have fighters who are like like super disciplined and like one, and I mean, no, that's gonna be less and less. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be less and less fighters who are like disciplined in one area. Like example, Muay Thai, that conditions your legs. So that's probably why a lot of those people are able to withstand throwing like way more leg kicks without breaking their legs, because
exactly
they have
why,
all those. Yep, they have all those micro fractures.
Mhm.
Now you're gonna have like these highlight. You're gonna have like these insane highlight reel fighters. Like there's gonna be like 100 Bruce Lees like in like in like 2 years, right? But like all of these guys are gonna be way more vulnerable to like breaking their legs. Like in the future, I think,
Yeah.
because MMA is a sport of the future. It's
Yeah.
not like you know, you have like one solid base and then you work on the other little all the other
Yeah,
little
yeah,
kinks.
yeah.
Well, that was when UFC first started. It was generally supposed to be style versus style. What's the best style? What's
Yeah.
going to beat this? And obviously, jiu-jitsu bodied everybody. Royce Gracie embarrassed all of them. But when it started like getting to piece by piece, and then Dana White and Fertitta Brothers taking over, that's when it became like, who's the most complete fighter? And that was the ultimate goal of the UFC. And though we've had some really good complete fighters, like you said, everybody's about to be a complete fighter. It's about to be crazy right now. Crazy.
Yeah.
So no more fighters who grew up like kicking trees and like
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the only time we'll get those like the specialists are people who are like proteges in that
Yeah.
martial art who like transition to MMA. But other than that, like you said, people are training MMA all around now. So,
We're still going to have a lot of specialists though, because I mean, people are going to start with something.
but
Now,
yeah,
there are a lot of people that are just literally starting MMA training.
right.
You know, like I found it weird. I had a friend of mine that said that he was like a purple belt or something like that. Oh, what this? He was MMA, and I said, "That's how? How do you have a belt in MMA? That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe I'm just speaking out my ass right now. But it sounds weird, you know, because you get a belt for a specific skill set. You know,
Mhm.
you got a belt for jiu-jitsu, a belt for
Yeah.
strike, whatever it is. But to an MMA purple belt, that sounds weird. I don't know. How would you even like earn that? MMA is like 100 different styles. How do you earn
insane.
that?
Like there's stuff in there that doesn't even make sense. Like when you're watching, like because what do you even call like Nico Price, for example? Like what do you even call his style? Like he's like a black belt in like street fighting. You understand what I'm saying? Like
He looked like he trains with Tarzan.
yeah, like
Crazy.
Look at the type of finishes he's had, and he's always dangerous against anyone he fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like with insane disciplines and like all these different martial arts, he's always
Yeah.
like dangerous. So
That's the beauty of martial arts, man. That's the beauty of martial arts, is that you can compare it to any other art now, like music or whatever. It's expression. So everybody has their own unique way of expressing themselves. You know, things that you can't always categorize. It's like artists or musicians. You know, you're gonna have people who have those unique things, unique ways of expressing. Like even fighters who express the punches differently, the same punch but different ways based upon their body type, based upon their understanding of rhythm or range. It's beautiful to see all these different dynamics
based on the lifestyle they live,
That's exactly.
like the lifestyle, like
Exactly.
because Mike Perry is a guy who will fight someone in a bar in a heartbeat. He'll fight someone anywhere at any time, like
Yeah, right.
like for less, for like anything, right? And that reflects in his style. It's almost like you're looking at some raw like bar fighter, you know what I mean? But who's kind of trained.
That's once again, GSP, I believe, broke it down perfectly. He also kind of referred it to art. He's like, there are artists, there are athletes and martial artists. We said it right, something like that. Artists, athletes, and
competitors.
competitors.
Yeah.
So and yeah, it's great seeing the art part of it, seeing the art part of martial arts come to life. It's so cool to me. Seeing people express themselves, their personality in the way they fight, the Israel Adesanyas, you know, that those small nuances in techniques and moves makes it special as well, because certain things you can't train for, certain things you can't prepare for, because in the gym, you know, a lot of it is textbook, this and that. You can hire somebody to mimic a style, but you might go in there with somebody who's just like so different. You know what I mean?
Right.
The guy who does the guy who beat Price recently. How do you really train for him?
Michelle
You know what I mean?
Ojeda.
Yeah. How do you train for that?
His
Yeah,
shit is retarded.
you got me thinking of a topic that I don't even want to bring up now because that's gonna be a long conversation about, creativity and uniqueness outside of the cage. The thing that the UFC is kind of taking from fighters in a sense. I feel like that's a long conversation we probably shouldn't have right now.
Yeah. Oh, but point of reference, you mentioned y'all mentioned the evolution of MMA. Dana White is going to put a PI in Africa next year.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's a wrap
So
now.
Oh my
It's
God.
a wrap.
So that's a lot of Zulu warriors. Son.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
I seen it. Yeah, I seen it.
Remember?
Nelly's in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the scene where they couldn't get it together, and I guess the Michael Irving, who's the head of the black guys in the prison, he got his respect, and they all just come in here comes the boom. All the black dudes come in. You already know it's a wrap. We won.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the UFC once that PI comes.
Oh man,
they're gonna be coming from Nigeria hey. It's gonna be over.
Oh man, because they're gonna bring a different expression to it. Just like the deck, you feel a different form of expression with the Dagestanis. Now imagine a different form of expression from a bunch of raw Africans who are just getting exposed to the sport.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because we now have this thing where all the greatest right now, who the guys on top, a lot of them are, they have that first world stuff about them. We all like certain things and we like to buy things and all that stuff. But people from that Dagestani core, people from place like Nigeria, they're more hyper laser focused and they don't care about that nonsense. We here to remind you who's the top dog, right? Imagine the concept of Africa versus Russia type shit. Oh my God,
man.
it's crazy.
That'd be awesome.
Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy. Damn. That's why I think I asked you guys that before live. I don't know, but the whole Usman versus Nurmagomedov at a catch weight, I don't even know, bro.
How that goes, right?
I don't even know. If I'm a betting man and I'm just saying it right now, I honestly think Usman beats Nurmagomedov. I think Usman is a bigger, stronger Nurmagomedov.
I gotta say, I agree with that actually.
Okay, so my only thing with Khabib is that Khabib has a more unorthodox way of doing what he does. Usman is a master American wrestler, but I don't know if he's I don't know if he's he's the top of the food chain in wrestling.
Yeah.
American wrestling, but I don't know if he can. There's certain unorthodox things that Khabib does that I feel I just can't really imagine anyone stopping. So that's what makes it so intriguing. I can't really call it. I really can't. I can't see Khabib being dominated. That's one. When Khabib is ragdolling like Luke Rockhold. You understand what I'm saying?
That's why these fantasy matchups are so great, because it's two guys colliding. Sometimes you can't you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yep. That's why I say constantly I think Usman is the GOAT right now, because if you think about all these legends coming back, the reality, the best of the best, who GSP comes back, who should he fight? Usman. Usman is going to take his crown as the best welterweight of all time pretty damn soon. If he wants to come back, you got to fight Usman. Stop all this bullshit,
100%.
If Khabib comes back, I would like to see him fight Usman.
I agree.
There's not a lightweight in the world I care to see him fight. I would love to watch him fight for 10 more years. I'm just saying, if I only have one more fight, that intrigue of an Usman fight is amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I just think Usman is so special. I think Usman is top of the game right now. There's nobody better than him.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I think a lot of people aren't giving Usman his full props because
they never
his personality, but the reality is, let's be serious here. Usman's the best welterweight of all time. Welterweight of all time. He is.
I can agree.
He is.
I can agree.
A lot of people don't want to admit it. GSP come back, all this stuff. Come on now.
If the only argument is if you can't say it right now, you will by next year. You will by next year. I get it because GSP had a lot more title defenses, and that's very important to the GOAT talk. Because remember, the title's the goal.
It is.
Defending it is very different. That many times.
However, I feel like a lot of the older fans, they hold on to just nostalgia of some of their heroes.
100%.
When it's the same with artists, it's the same with musical artists too. A lot of people hold on to the nostalgia of, oh, this person's untouchable. No, let's be realistic. Let's step outside of ourselves here and be objective.
As
Usman.
far as dominance, especially as far as dominance,
Yeah.
right? Like every victory
Yes,
that Usman
dominance.
has,
Exactly.
every single victory Usman has had has been dominant, has been clear victories, like fucking 10-8s, like almost every round.
Even when he's 30%.
Even with
Yes.
even with 30%.
The closest war he's had is with someone who's also dominant, which is Kobe Covington. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Say what we want about him, who's incredible. Another guy I think versus Nurmagomedov is a very
That'll be an
interesting
fight too. Yeah.
Very interesting. He's terrifying.
Now,
Terrifying.
Kobe, I believe Kobe is going to get. I predict Kobe's going to get finished earlier in the rematch.
I agree.
We forgot to mention one thing. Like, what do you guys think about Conor's like built-in excuse, like him saying he broke his leg before the fight, and then he starts showing proof, and all this other stuff.
I mean, the proof didn't look bullshit to me.
No, I feel that, right?
Mm-hmm. That doctor, they had some doctor come and look at his x-ray and they try to say like, oh, I don't see any stress factors. It just looked like something on the ankle. It has nothing to do with the shin. Who knows? What we do know is that there's pictures and video constantly of him double, triple wrapping that ankle during camp, that same ankle, that same area. So he definitely had something going on prior. I'll give him that,
I mean, I don't think that, right. I listen. I feel like the way he went about it is kind of a bitch move. And here's why: how many athletes have fought title fights and all this stuff who've come in the fights injured, for injuries, and didn't say anything about it? Didn't use that after the fight. Conor, you're a warrior. You're an Irish warrior. Don't if anything, save that for later on when you fight again. You know what I mean? Like at the press conference. Like the last time we fought, I had an injury, blah blah blah. But I was a man and I still fought you. Don't go on Instagram making 10 videos constantly showing your leg and photos. Like it looks bad for Conor. I'm sorry, but it does. Like from a standpoint of a warrior and the guy, like a legend like Conor McGregor, who's fearless and all this stuff. It looks bad for him. It looks like he's trying to like grab at straws. Like when you combine that,
I mean.
But no. But listen. Combine that and him laying on the floor. Dr. Stoppage. Like, dude. Like, combine all these things. Conor, what are you doing?
That was creepy, man. I really was like, he's really in his own head. It's kind of crazy. But I'm not gonna say it makes him look bad. I mean, he's just trying to prove a point to himself and his fans that Dustin didn't break his leg. Supposedly, he had a prior injury. I'm not mad at it. Yes, the way he's going about it is kind of kiddish, kind of childish, kind of stupid, but I'm not mad at it.
No, because my thing is, one thing I agree with is, okay, so it's not as bad as like Deontay Wilder saying that his suit was too heavy. You understand what I'm saying? But like when you agree to have that bout, you can't use it after. Just pull out if anything, pull out the fight. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like pull out of the fight and then give yourself the best chance to be successful. Don't take so much pride in not pulling out a fight, but then also use it.
Yes.
Afterwards, it's like having your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I love cake, but
exactly.
Yeah. So you guys wanna dive into this loss that Dillashaw is about to take this weekend, or
wait. First, let's take a moment to appreciate. Let's take time to appreciate how great this card is. This is a stacked card. This is a great card.
I didn't even see the other fights. Like I've just had
Sandhagen.
I just had Sandhagen and Dillashaw tattooed in my brain like for the last month.
That's a baby. Baby Jorge is fighting on this card.
Giannis.
Yep, Giannis fighting. Dude,
who's he fighting?
Who's he fighting?
I love that kid. That's another bantamweight I like.
Randy Costa.
Yep.
A bantamweight that's 6-1.
Sure,
not bad.
Probably seen it.
We got a lot of good people.
Yeah.
Andre, how you say his last name? Ewell?
Yeah, he's fighting as well. Bam. Okay.
Are you gonna show it? The card? Okay, so you got Sandhagen versus Dillashaw.
You got Aspen
Aspen
Lab
Ladd.
coming back to
Okay.
fight. Macias Cezanne
Oh,
was
okay. I like
That's
that
a
one.
hell of that's a banger. Kyler Phillips. I've been talking about this cat for a minute.
Oh,
great
that's
fighter.
another guy like
Yeah. Dan Elkins
Darren
versus
Elkins
also good
Derek
fight.
Minner, yep.
and
Macy
Morsi
Barber,
T.
my boot
Macy
gang.
Barber.
Yep.
Damn, she's a dog.
Mickey Gall making that comeback.
Yeah, I could live without Mickey Gall.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Brendan Allen. I like that kid.
Somebody's gonna finish in this fight. Yeah.
Oh wait, is that Hawaiian? Is that the Hawaiian dude?
Hawaiian dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
And
man,
that's a tough fight though. Brendan Allen's no joke.
Yeah, somebody's gonna
problem.
finish. Yeah. Chris Dawkins is a great fighter. He's going to finish him. Ian Highness is back.
That's my guy too. Yeah, I like that guy.
Randy Costa. I'm not familiar with Costa.
He's a good striker as well.
Okay.
So
Jara Eubanks and Elsie Reed should be good.
Yeah.
Reed is the crazy underdog.
Yeah.
Fools have no idea Reed's going to finish Eubanks.
But Eubanks is game, so it should be a good fight.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna win, but it should be a good fight. Should be a banger.
Oh, man, look at freaking Goldie's arms. Jesus Christ.
All right, Goldie, I see you.
All right.
24K. I see you.
All right. All right. So let's be clear here. Sandhagen can lose as well because O'Shaw is that good. He once again, he's that good. My prediction is that Sandhagen's going to finish Dillashaw.
You saying Sandhagen can lose like he's fighting some fucking prospect here, my man. You better put some respect on my man's name. You hear me?
Listen.
Can lose.
Basically, from what I've been hearing, when they were training together, not saying this means everything, but when they were training together, Dillashaw always lost the exchanges versus Sandhagen in the gym. Like always, he was always behind Sandhagen. Now with the EPO and the time off and the training, and maybe he has a different.
Yo, I see.
We'll see.
I see what type of time we on here. I see.
Listen.
Yo, what happened in the gym does not matter. We all know that. Anybody
Yeah.
who's anybody knows that.
Yeah.
What happens in the gym means shit. TJ Dillashaw has proven himself in there time and time again, and he will again on Saturday.
Okay, so my instincts tell me that Sandhagen is gonna be like an 18-wheeler in there. However,
like a what?
Like an 18-wheeler. But my
slow and consistent.
But my only just like fast and furious and just like too much like pressure.
18-wheelers fast and furious.
Man,
come on, Rose. Come with a better analogy than that.
Listen. If you get hit with an 18-wheeler at 10 miles per hour, it's gonna feel like a damn Lamborghini going at 110. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like
easy to dodge a 10 mile per hour.
The only benefit of the doubt that I give TJ Dillashaw is that I consider him to be the best bantamweight of all time. That's the only benefit of the doubt I give him. However, even if you're the best in your division of all time, a changing of the guard happens. This is just what happens in MMA. Like Stipe is the best the best heavyweight of all time, but Ngannou, he had to change that guard. You know what I'm saying? So
you're saying the only benefit of the doubt you give TJ is that he's considered the best bantamweight of all time.
That's the only benefit of the doubt I give him. So
how did he get that?
Listen, I give him
because those benefits.
I give him the
respect.
There's
subcategories to that, sir. There's a reason why he's considered that. Okay. I always put respect on the Sandman.
When I say consider,
you don't respect my man TJ.
No, you understand what
he's
I'm
gonna
saying.
Earn your shit. I promise you.
When I say consider, considered, I'm also one of those people who feels that way.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you're saying that's the only thing you give him, but that's earned through certain qualities.
Okay,
that means that the striking is unbelievable on TJ.
I agree.
You can't take that away. His movement is top tier. His grappling is fantastic. These are the reasons why you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, not just because you think he's the best bantamweight of all time. It's because he has all these tools that can finish your man.
The problem is he's facing possibly the future best bantamweight of all time.
You possibly is the correct way to put that. Yes.
So listen. To be fair, Dillashaw is very sharp. It's very, very tactful. He can win by an early EPO. Well, I mean TKO.
Oh my God! Jesus
He
Christ!
can win by early. TKO.
Man.
I'm all set. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Beauty and Violence.
Oh man!
I hope you enjoyed it.
By
This,
early EPO,
this jumping that I'm happening right now. People jumping me right now. It's all good. It's all good, boy.
But you know, but
make sure you out there with us Saturday. You need to be there too now.
Yeah, man. Look,
wear a shirt with a big red X on it, eh?
The one thing that we can't see. Okay, so personally, all joking aside, I think it's going to be a chess match. I think it's going to be a chess match, all 5 rounds. Agreed. And we're going to see who has the better game plan and the better fight IQ and who can capitalize on those moments better. But it's going to be a close fight. It's going to be a close matchup.
That's the way I put it, because I respect both of these fighters, right? And I think Corey Sandhagen is incredible. I just think TJ Dillashaw is a different type of animal.
Mm.
And I think all this time off is only going to make him better. And I agree with you. I think it's going to be a chess match. And I think it's going to come down to who wants to be in there more. And I think TJ wants this more than anyone right now.
Okay, so I think it's going to be an aggressive chess match. Because how many boring fights have you ever seen by Sandhagen or TJ Dillashaw?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They gotta,
you understand what I'm saying? That's just going to be, oh man, that's fireworks.
It's going to be fun, man.
Fireworks.
All right, some early predictions. John, who you got?
I would say, I'm going to say TJ Dillashaw, 4th round TKO.
Rose, who you got?
I got Corey Sandhagen, 2nd round TKO.
I also got Curry, TKO 2nd round as well.
2nd round?
2nd round too, yeah.
What type of TKO you think? Ground and pound, stand up?
No.
I think to keep it real with you, I think he's gonna catch him with a knee. I think TJ Dillashaw is gonna mix in the takedowns because he knows that that's one of Sandhagen's recent weaknesses, but so he thinks. You know what I'm saying? Corey Sandhagen is like Israel. Like when you fight him the next time, like you're fighting a different person. Like you're not fighting that same guy that had the same weakness before.
Yeah, I also see TJ running into a head kick or knee, trying to feint or change levels and get caught with a head kick, get dazed. Sandhagen follows up with some shots and TKO.
Sandhagen is gonna unleash hell from the opening bell.
Make sure both of you have no plans Saturday night. Where would you guys like to meet up? And you better be there, Jim.
I'll be there Saturday. I'll be there Saturday.
You better be there.
Yeah. For that car, I'll be there.
Most likely we'll go live to see our reactions to the fights.
We don't do that enough. Actually get the live reaction when we're all together.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Let's not do that live, because we in private we tend to talk about shit that we can't say live. So
right.
We can record it and then mash around with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely look forward to that. We'll play it during the next episode, no matter who wins. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. So that does it for this episode. Stay tuned for next week when my man Sandman.
No. You're not going to put out the episode like that. No, sir. No, sir. Stay tuned for next week when 2 warriors get in there for a possible passing of the torch or a possible lesson for a young man who's going to learn a real lesson. Could go either way. 2 great fighters.
Throw that one in there.
Fantastic. Can't wait.
Peace out.
All right. Peace out. Corey Sandhagen, TKO. All right.
Both of y'all scumbags.